Berachain is a new alt layer 1 taking X by storm. Everyone there is talking about how this could become the top chain in the Cosmos ecosystem. So what exactly is Berachain, and does it have the potential to bring us those 100x gains? Let's get into it. This video is not financial advice. Read disclaimers on the screen. So what is all the hype about? What exactly is Berachain? Well, the big idea here is that Berachain is an EVM or Ethereum compatible blockchain, which aims to be one of the most efficient EVMs when it comes to liquidity. Now for the actual tech, it is EVM compatible and built using a novel consensus mechanism called proof of liquidity instead of the standard proof of stake. And on top of that, it's built using Polaris, which is a high performance blockchain framework for building EVM compatible chains on top of the Comet BFT consensus engine. Basically, none of this, in my opinion, is really that special. You can just think of Berachain as being in the Cosmos ecosystem. It uses more or less the same tech as them, but it is fully Ethereum compatible and uses this new consensus mechanism. Now, so far, I'm honestly not impressed. This seems just like a standard Cosmos chain, but apparently all the hype is about their consensus mechanism called proof of liquidity. So you've all probably heard of proof of stake before. In this model, all token holders have the chance to be chosen to validate transactions and create new blocks based on the amount of tokens they hold and are willing to stake as collateral. So the more tokens you own in a proof of stake network, the more power you hold. But there are downsides to proof of stake. Firstly, improving the security of the chain leads to a reduction of liquidity on the chain for actions such as transactions using DeFi, etc. What this means is many proof of stake chains out there require you to lock up your tokens in a staking contract. For example, Cardano, I believe, has about 70% of their tokens locked in their staking contract. And once you stake your tokens, you can't really use them for anything else. All that money is now trapped staking the network, and it can't also provide liquidity to DeFi applications and just be, put into the DeFi ecosystem. Staking also becomes quite centralized due to all the newly minted tokens always going to the same network participants that have a lot of money and are validating the network. And lastly, sometimes validators don't receive enough upside from the protocols that they are running infrastructure for, so they should be receiving more money to keep it secure. And proof of liquidity builds on top of proof of stake to solve these issues. So on chains like Ethereum, there are no official applications, but on Berachain, there are official DeFi applications. And yeah, they are basically just the fundamental Lego building blocks of DeFi. They'll be implementing their own trading protocols, their own lending protocols, and the pools for these protocols will be built into the chain and powered by validators. And this means validators will direct network emissions towards decentralized applications building on top of Berachain. So by providing liquidity to these official liquidity pools, users will earn the BGT token, the Bearer Governance token, which can be used for delegating in proof of liquidity. Users can then use those BGTs and delegate to validators they want to run the network. And validators can then produce blocks based on their proportional weight of BGT delegated to them. Now, if you remember, one of the major downsides of proof of stake was that it sucks liquidity out of the chain. On Cardano, all that money locked up in staking protocols cannot be used in DeFi. Well, Berachain uses a multi-token model to solve that issue. So we first have the BGT token, which I just talked about, and this token can only be earned if you provide liquidity to the Berachain liquidity pools. And not only that, BGT is fully non-transferable. So this is a token specifically built for the proof of stake portion of the chain. But on top of that, you have a bearer token, and this is going to be the normal token you use to pay for gas fees, aka the equivalent of Ethereum on Ethereum. You can send it around, do whatever you want with it. And this way, when people stake their money on the network, they'll be staking their BGT tokens, but their bearer tokens are free to still be used throughout DeFi. Now, the next major downside of proof of stake I discussed was that stake becomes centralized over time, as all the newly minted tokens will just go to the same network validators, aka the big stakers. And Berachain actually improves upon this because now you have a bunch of money not only going to the big validators, the big stakers on chain, you also have that money going to people who are in the DeFi ecosystem as well. So just to sum up what Berachain is, you can just think of this coin as just a layer 1 built in the Cosmos ecosystem that is fully Ethereum compatible, and they changed their consensus mechanism to make the chain fully pro DeFi. So this chain is almost purposely built to boost the DeFi applications on it. And last but not least, every DeFi ecosystem needs their own stablecoin, and they're going to make their own official stablecoin on Berachain called Honey. If you haven't signed up to Bybit using my link below, please tell me why, because you are literally leaving 30,000 US dollars just sitting there. That's right, Bybit gives you 30k for signing up. If you click that link, it will take you to this page right here. You can see all the bonuses, how to claim them, you can sign up, and boom, you can use that 30k to invest into shitcoins. You can trade with it, you can farm airdrops with it. It is your 30k. Now onto the people backing this project. They recently raised 42 million US dollars in a funding round led by Polychain Capital. And if you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you know Polychain Capital is one of my favorite VC firms out at the moment. So this to me is a decent sign. On top of that, they have angel investments from the co-founder of Celestia and the co-founder of Tendermint. Tendermint is a technology that backs up a lot of these Cosmos-based chains. Now, this is a bit biased as well, but they also have a guy called OXAMI who is behind my favorite DeFi protocol out at the moment, Redacted Finance. So he is also helping build their chain. Now, the team are pseudonymous, meaning we don't truly know who they are, but these guys are called Hombera, DevBear, Papabear, and Smokey the Bearer. So is there going to be an airdrop? Can we farm this token? Well, if you take a look at their website down here, you can see the Bearer testnet just became live, and you can click this button and try it out. Not only that, but the official Berachain account has been retweeting guides like this that tell you to use dApps on the testnet, saying there is going to be a potential airdrop. But if I'm honest with you guys, I'm probably not going to do this testnet simply because using a testnet is free. And because of that, and because of Berachain being overly hyped, there is no doubt going to be a bunch of professional airdrop farmers that are going on this chain, making a bunch of bot accounts to spam their testnets. So using the Berachain testnet could, in my opinion, not even be worth it. Another way to claim an airdrop is to hold the NFTs behind this project. The team behind Berachain released an NFT project called Bong Bears, and they also made a few other called Bond Bears, Boo Bears, Baby Bears, Band Bears, and Bit Bears. And there's many rumors going around that people holding these NFTs will also receive a bearer airdrop. Now, on top of that, because this is part of the Cosmos ecosystem, I believe there's a decent chance anyone staking Atom can also receive an airdrop from this. And I believe they're also using Celestia as a data availability layer because they're also part of, you know, the modular narrative. So anyone also staking Celestia has a decent chance of receiving this airdrop too. But once again, nothing is guaranteed for airdrops. This is all just speculation at the end of the day, although I do think there's still a very, very big chance of an airdrop happening for this token. So final thoughts on Berachain. Basically a standard layer 1, but they changed the consensus mechanism to make it pro DeFi. I think it's a cool idea. I think this could catch wind, especially if a DeFi narrative takes off. No doubt this is probably going to become one of the best chains to build DeFi applications on and have a DeFi ecosystem on, but you know, the actual tech behind it isn't too crazy. I don't think this is going to be the next Ethereum, but you know, if it does launch at a pretty low market cap, you know, maybe 100 million or something like that, I do think there are decent gains to be made for this token. But yeah, honestly, we just have to wait and see for what market cap this token launches at. But let me know if you're going to be farming this project. If you like Berachain, if you dislike it, I want to know your opinion. And yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This video is not financial advice. Read disclaimers on the screen.